And the pH is totally impacted in the medium. And I'd like to kind of derail a little bit and talk about pH in the medium because I think a lot of folks are confused about pH. They think like, okay, the water source that they mix in or the nutrients that they mix up and adjust the pH on, when they water it in, they're expecting that that's what it is in the medium as well. And you've got a pH in the medium, then you also look at the rhizosphere where it could be different. But the plant releases acids and microbes release acids that change the pH. Can you expand on that at all?
Yeah, I mean, pH is just that concentration between hydrogen ions, which are acidic, and hydroxide ions, which are basic, right? And so, you've got inputs like your water source, you've got inputs like your fertilizer sources, and that are absolutely going to play a bit of a role when it comes to the pH of the soil, right? But really, you have that balance of minerals that are in the soil that are going to be the ultimate dictators there. And to go a step beyond that, a lot of what happens is that it's really the plant that's able to kind of help modify and its rhizosphere. And some plants are a lot better at this than other plants, right? It just depends on genetics, where they've grown up naturally, what kind of genetics they're carrying, if they've had to modify their environment. A lot of tropical plants grow in very acidic soils. They're very old soils, very weathered soils. And so those plants are adept at releasing hydroxide ions to buffer their pH up. And then you have other plants that, can grow in more alkaline environments, knowing that the soil needs to be a little more acidic for them to take up essential micronutrients like iron or manganese or zinc, for example. And they're a lot better at releasing hydroxide ions, right? That's going to acidify that rhizosphere and acidify that soil surface at the roots and in the bulk media. But, really, a lot of what happens in this exchange between the roots and the soil is that when a plant takes up, let's say, a positively charged nutrient like ammonium, as an example, it will release a hydrogen to balance that, right? Because otherwise it'd be acidifying itself. And that's why something like ammonium sulfate as a nitrogen source will reduce the pH in your soil, right? Um, a lot of people use elemental sulfur to drop pH in soil. And what happens there is actually a chemical reaction between the elemental sulfur turning into sulfuric acid from a biological reaction, right? So those are some kind of examples. But what we did with the stash blend, it's a very neutral blend, very low use rate. You're not going to see a lot of pH differences when you use this product, right? I mean, it's a very neutral product, both in terms of its pH of itself, but also in how it works with the plant and taking up nutrients. It's there to assist the plant take up nutrients in general. You're going to move the pH of the soil by adding in things like calcium carbonate in bulk or ammonium sulfate or elemental sulfur in bulk, depending on what you're growing and what you want to do.
Great points. And I know I hear a lot of organic growers that often say they don't pH their soil and they're like, oh yeah, the biology in the medium is going to take care of it. And this is a perfect example. You explained in detail how that can happen. That plus the plant's releasing acids. So
Yeah.
really good info there.
Yeah.
This clip is brought to you by Stash Blend. Use coupon code THESTASH for a discount on your order.